I won't spend quite as much time on this one because it's essentially the same thing that I just said. But what on earth were they thinking when they made the companions? I mean, the quest line was ridiculously short. I mean, the quest line lacked a purpose. I mean, at least, and I can at least say this, you could say that the purpose of the Mages Guild, the College of Winterhold, was to discover the purpose of the Eye of Magnus and then stop Ancano is his name. There is no unifying objective behind the companions or what they're doing. They're just a mercenary guild. I mean, this was just an excuse for them to use their new infinite quest system. There's nothing here of substance whatsoever. Okay? Yes, I got angry. Because this is ridiculous. There's no storyline, okay? What's the storyline? Well, if you say, well, Joe, well, Eodenon, this could be to destroy the Silver Hand. I'll say, no, you're wrong, because it doesn't end with any massive Silver Hand fight. You kill bandit groups of them, and they're nothing more than bandits. There's no main enemy. Sure, they kill your leader, but the final quest has nothing to do with the Silver Hand. The final quest has something to do with hersing and curing yourself of lycanthropy. Well, then, the main objective of the quest is to cure yourself of lycanthropy. No, because you don't have to cure yourself. And it takes the place of one quest at the end. There's no big war between Silverhand and purging yourself on the inside and finding what it means to be a Nord and going to Sovngarde or choosing that everybody you go with Hersing. There's nothing like that. There's no unifying objective, lore-wise, to this guild. They have no purpose in this game. Does that mean I don't think there should be a warrior guild? Not at all. But they just threw this in here, and there's absolutely no purpose in this world. As it stands, the lore behind Jorrvaskr doesn't even make sense. They don't have a purpose. They're a random mercenary guild that does nothing. You know what? I was not the biggest fan of the Fighters Guild quest in Oblivion, but it was 12,000 times better than this guild because it had a purpose. They were trying to figure out why they were losing all their jobs, why they were losing business, and they ended up stopping the Blackwood Company. Was that what it was called? Yes, you had to go on different missions throughout, and you had to do different things that sometimes didn't relate to the overarching theme, but it had an overarching theme, and that's the point. This guild has no overarching theme. Is it to collect Ruthrad? Well, no, because again, you get him in the last mission, and you're not going after that almost every mission. They mentioned Wuthred only a couple times, and it just seems like something they threw to you as a bone. I mean, there's no purpose to this guild, and it just seems like they tried to throw together werewolves, werewolf hunters, and an ancient artifact, and death. Yeah, that about sums it up. But as a warrior, I did this quest, but I've done it multiple times, but it's just like, why? I mean, as an assassin or a thief, you feel obligated to do Dark Brotherhood or Thieves Guild or both. But as a warrior, I don't feel obligated to do this faction because it doesn't feel like it has any place in the world. It feels like it was here to test out an infinite quest system, and aside from that, there is no reason for this to exist. They need a plotline. Maybe they fight Silverhand. Maybe they discover, I don't know, lost history of Whiterun. I don't know. But honestly, it's hard for me to come up with Warrior Guild stuff because that's not. I'm not all that invested in Warriors Guild stuff, even though I am a warrior. But I feel like the whole lore for this place would just need to be reworked because this is just blah. I mean, they all know it's true, and they walked away because they don't want to hear it. They've heard this so much before. All the NPCs just walked away. They were all eating at the table, now they're gone because they know what I'm saying is the truth. It also might have to do with 2:40 in the morning, but disregard that. So, companions, utter disappointment. So you've killed Ulfric. You've gotten, or General Tullius, and you've gotten rid of his tyranny, and everything means... Wait. I killed them, probably a month ago in game time, and they're still here? Does nobody want to clean their bodies up? What is this? Why is he still laying here? What you're letting Ulfric, your leader...
I should bash your face in after all you've done.
I'm doing a video. Don't talk. You let Ulfric, your leader, lie here on the floor. What?
What happened?
I know! I agree. Why didn't they pick these bodies up? Oh, I'm sorry. You're just a generic guard that's repeating the same lines over again. I'm gonna walk away before you say an arrow and anything. See, this is the problem. This is the whole problem with the Civil War quest. Oh my gosh, they just won't shut up. The main quests and faction quests have their own individual problems, and some overarching ones. Ah, water. But the Civil War quest is plagued with a different kind of problem. Yeah, let's go with that. The problem here is not that they skimped out on the lore. The problem here is that the inconsistency of how this war is being maintained is just so ridiculous that it breaks the game. It just breaks it. Because, see, Ulfric is dead. The Civil War should be over. The Civil War is over. There's a good dude on the throne. Everything should be done. Okay? But instead, nobody cares. Nobody in this... Well, okay, I shouldn't say that. The only people that seem to notice that the war is over are General Tullius, his second-in-command bitchface, and anybody in the city this city, as it happens to be this time, Windhelm. But only the people only the two people who win, and the people in the city who you've captured, and then the Jarls that you deposed. Those are the only people that seem to know that the war is over. If you talk to regular people that are like, if I go talk to somebody in Falkreath, they're going to be like, oh yeah, this Civil War is making it really hard for me to sell stuff. The Civil War is over. This is just laziness, in my opinion. Shut up! Oh my God. This is just laziness, in my opinion, on Bethesda's part. All they did is replace all the guards with, the opposite faction that sounds exactly the same. It says the exact same lines. Okay. And there's no change. And it just makes me wonder, why? See, the Civil War, they made it, it is the reason, it is the reason you're being executed at the beginning, because they think you're a Stormcloak. And yet when you end the Civil War, it's like, great! Nobody cares! And I don't understand why everybody made such a big deal out of it if nobody cares when Ulfric's dead. Nobody knows, The Stormcloak camps are still there. In fact, you have to get a mod to be able to kill the Stormcloak officers in those camps, which I have. But it's ridiculous that this Civil War just doesn't seem to matter to anybody. It's just like, why did I even do anything? It makes no difference. Whether you side with Ulfric or General Tullius, there isn't a new High King. Nobody has decided to be High King. The moot is never called. Nothing ever happens. And it's just like, why? Everybody thinks the Civil War is still going on when it's obviously not. And it just makes me wonder, was this game rushed? At this point, you've seen me go through College of Winterhold Companions and now the Civil War, and I want to know, is this rushed? Or did they just not know how to end quest lines? Well, you can decide yourself after I do the main quest one, but, are you kidding me? Nothing has changed. The guards changed textures. That's not a change. The most you get is a couple dark elves down there talking about how, oh, well, life is better now that Brunwolf is in charge. It's just... It makes me wonder what Bethesda was actually thinking. And that's why I think, because they're a smart company, and they know what they're doing, they're good developers, I feel like they ran out of time and just wanted to get this thing out the door. Because this is such a messy and just loose ends everywhere ending that I think, honestly, this isn't what they wanted it to be. Because Bethesda, if this is what you're intending so that you can pack crap into DLC, so help me God. I am disgusted. Because this is just... I'm a loss for words. This is the worst plot ending I've ever seen. Well, actually, no wait. There's one worse plot ending. The main quest! Yes, that was loud. And yes, you what? Stop interrupting my videos, you stupid dragon. Anyway. The main quest was perhaps the worst example of just bonehead dropping the ball-ism. Yes, I created that. That I've ever seen in my entire life. It is the worst example of how, actually, the best example of how not to tell a story. They built it up flawlessly. It was great. You got the tension rising, You and Alduin are going to have this epic battle in Sovngarde. The bards are going to herald for ages. And you kill him. And it's so awesome. And then you come back to Nirn. And guess what? Nobody cares. Does this sound familiar? Kind of like the Civil War? Well, here's the difference. This is the main quest. And this isn't just some petty civil war. This is a dragon who is going to end the world, and you killed him. And there's nothing. There's no cutscene. There's no people thanking you. You occasionally will get a guard saying, "Hey, thanks for saving the world and all our souls." And then he walks away. And you're like, that's all I got? That's it. Is this a joke? Is this like Bethesda's version of Punk'd? Like, I don't understand that. Is this like, you've been done-murd? I mean, I don't have words to express how bad this ending is. You get back from Alduin, and the dragons are around you. They all act happy and they fly off. And then, to even make things better, to kind of tie it up, you go on a side quest to kill Paarthurnax, which I did on this character, but I didn't on the other one. And that just... The Blades act like they won't talk to you. They act like you're a Dragonborn in the trailer, and everybody's like, you're the No. I've come to the conclusion you're the Pussyborn. You're everybody's bitch, because that's the way that they made it out to be. The Blades feel like they can talk to the Dragonborn. Well, we're not going to talk to you if you don't go kill the one guy that's helped you kill Alduin. It doesn't make any sense. You can't tell people to fuck off, which you should be able to do. This doesn't make any sense. You shouldn't have to kill Paarthurnax. Everybody should be thankful when you kill Alduin. I mean, no, the main quest is not the best part of Elder Scrolls games. But again, my point is, they got so close. They just screwed up the ending. Like they have on all of these quests, except the Mages Guild and the Companions, which are just bad in general. But the point is, just why? Why did they do this? I mean, even Oblivion, after you destroyed Mehrunes Dagon and all that crap, there was a cutscene. And it was like, yes, you've saved the world. And, the Imperial Temple City thing was blown up, and forever showing you that you'd save the world, and people all the time would be like, yeah, good job, Champion Cyrodiil, and you got the dragon armor. You get nothing. I mean, you get nothing. I'll give it this: through and through, up until the end, not including the end, the main quest was 7,000 times better than Oblivion's, because it didn't involve randomly shutting down a bunch of dragon gates. See what I did there? Anyway. But the ending of Oblivion's just makes up for everything, in my opinion, now that I've played Skyrim, because Bethesda doesn't know how to end a questline. And this is just unacceptable, and it just makes me want to punch children. In fact, I think I will go punch children. I'll be right back.